Hello everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Valmore. Today I'm going to be bringing you a recipe from the Elder Scrolls Cookbook. Although it's one of those ones that's actually 3 recipes, because I'm going to be making the rye pie crust again, which this is the 3rd or 4th time now. I'm also going to be making a recipe for mustard from the cookbook, and all of that will be coming together for some ground beef and rice stuffed pastries. This is festival hand pies. Let's get started. At this point, I'm almost a professional now with this pie crust. I'm going to start it with rye flour, AP flour, and stormcloak seasoning, which again is fennel, dill, grains of paradise, and dried mustard. And I'm going to mix that together. Then I'm going to put in my cold butter, and I'm going to mix it in, crushing the butter as I go. And now I'm going to add in some ice water and mix everything until it comes together. And I'm going to form it into a disc, wrap it in plastic wrap, and I'm going to refrigerate it while I put together the rest of the fillings, which will probably be around an hour. So the only thing to prep for this vegetable-wise is I'm going to mince up some garlic. So I'm preparing this rice just on the stovetop, no special preparation, long grain white rice. And while that finishes up, I'm going to cook up the garlic in some butter. And I'm just going to let that go for about a minute until it gets fragrant. Now I'm going to put in some stormcloak seasoning and my ground beef. And I am going to just cook that up until the beef is browned. Now that that's all browned, I am going to add my cooked rice in and sour cream. And I'm going to mix all that together. And I am now going to put in some cheddar cheese. I'm going to stir that in, and then I am going to let it sit here for about 10-15 minutes to cool down before I put it into the pies. And now I'm going to roll out my dough. Now I'm going to cut these into rounds. And now I'm going to add some filling. And I'm going to top them. And I'm going to crimp them. And I'm going to put them into the oven for about 25 minutes. So in the cookbook, this is called rustic mustard. Now most of the other recipes in the book are a full recipe or are part of another recipe like the stormcloak seasoning. But this isn't. It's just a condiment for you to make, and I thought it would be delicious with these hand pies. And it's going to start with mustard, brown sugar, and a little bit at a time I'm going to add some heavy cream. Now I'm going to add in some olive oil and some apple cider vinegar. And now I'm going to cook that up for about 5 minutes to let it thicken and darken up a bit. The pies turned out pretty good. Unsurprisingly, the rye pie crust continues to be wonderful. Just the right amount of salt, buttery with that sharp rye flavor. Like I said, just great. The filling was dense, had a nice flavor. It didn't make it into the video, but after I added the cheese, I added some salt and pepper. But it still felt lacking. I think this really would have been pushed over the edge with some leeks, because I think it was just missing that little bit of sweetness that they would have provided. The mustard was a little sweet with a really strong acidic mustard flavor. The acid worked really well with the rich, dense filling for a great combination. I hope you enjoyed. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. I'll have the links in the description below. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and come on back next week for another recipe.